Hello, user testing community. It is Mike McDowell once again from the solutions consulting team here at User Testing, back with another tip of the week. Now, this week's tip is going to be all about screener questions. Now, I get asked about screener questions all the time. What kinds of things work? How can I get better responses? How can I make sure the participants are of the highest quality? Well, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start something that I like to call screening the screeners. So I'm going to give you these are three actual screener questions that I've pulled, and I'm going to talk about them and how to improve them. So let's get started. So here is somebody else with screener question number one. Do you have a computer? Do we just want to ask somebody, do you own a computer? No, because it's a yes/no question. We call it a binary question. So the response most people can guess at, and 50-50, they're going to be able to get through that question without any trouble. Most people will probably guess that you want them to own a computer. Now, I know you're thinking they're probably on a computer, so they obviously own a computer. But if you're doing the test on mobile, you might actually be asking, do you own a desktop computer? And so in that case, they might say, oh, they obviously want to know if I own a computer. Now, again, it could go either way, but it's a 50-50 shot. You don't want to let people just guess at the answer to get into your study. That's not going to get you the highest quality. So let's move on to question number two. Which of these apps do you have installed on your phone? You want to actually do two things for this question. One, you want to add in some bogus answers, some things that are not actually apps, so that they're just picking everything. Yeah, I've got all these apps, sure. If they pick all of them, then it is going to actually reject because they've picked something that's invalid. Or you can actually qualify the question by saying something like, you will need to show all selected apps during this test. Or if they get through that screening question, you put a follow-up one, say, you've said you have this app, you will need to show this app, and that's going to be required. So that's what I call putting a little skin in the game for the contributor. So making sure that they actually know that if they answer this way, there's going to be consequences to answering that way, and that they're going to have to actually do that thing. Let's move on to the last question, question number three. Have you bought a car in the last 6 months? Asking someone if they bought a car in the last 6 months is certainly something that we might need to do, but instead of just asking about one thing, again, a binary question, we're going to make that a list. We're going to make that list out all the things you've bought in the last 6 months. That way, we can make them choose a car in addition to other things, in addition to those bogus answers that we've talked about repeatedly. That's going to be a great way to change up this from just buying a single item to making them choose from a list. Makes that question way more effective. Hopefully this is going to be the first of a series of these that I'll do maybe every couple of months. I'll pick a few screener questions from studies that I've seen, and I'll give you a little bit of tips on how to change those screener questions. But that's going to be it for now. For me, Mike McDowell, and for my friend, Mike McDowell, we'll be back again in 7 days with another user testing tip of the week.